You get the email. The subject line is polite, professional, and the tone is unmistakably congratulatory. Your salary is increasing. It's recognition. It's validation. It's proof that the late nights, the extra projects, the quiet competitiveness, all of it meant something. For a moment, the trajectory feels obvious. Work hard, move up, earn more, live better. That's the model most of us carry in our heads. It's simple. It's linear. It's deeply reassuring. And for a few weeks, it even feels real. You feel the weight of your new status. But months later, something strange settles in. Your paycheck is higher. Your title sounds better. Your calendar is fuller than ever. And yet, your material life hasn't shifted in proportion to your effort. The apartment is slightly nicer. The car is marginally newer. Your savings account moves, but not dramatically. Not in a way that changes the math of your life. You notice small things. You still think about grocery totals. You still hesitate before big purchases. You still calculate the end of the month with the same familiar anxiety. The feeling isn't failure. It's something subtler. It's the sense that progress, real progress, should feel bigger than this. That contradiction is easy to misinterpret. It feels personal. Like maybe the raise wasn't large enough. Or maybe your expenses expanded too quickly. Or maybe you just need the next promotion to finally cross the finish line. But step back for a moment. Look at the world around you. If effort and professional progress translated linearly into material improvement, then each step up the ladder should visibly change your daily life. Yet for many professionals today, the experience repeats like a loop. A colleague gets promoted but still shares an apartment longer than expected. Another changes companies for a higher salary but feels just as financially tight 6 months later. Nominal income rises, but material acceleration stalls. So, what changed? To see it clearly, you have to separate two ideas we often blend together: income growth and growth capture. For most of the 20th century, economic expansion was closely tied to labor expansion. More workers meant more hours. More hours meant more production. In that environment, climbing the professional ladder made intuitive sense. The ladder itself was connected to the engine of growth. Effort scaled with output. Output scaled with prosperity. But the modern economy behaves differently. It has evolved. Instead of expanding mainly through more labor, it increasingly expands through scalable systems. A company can now sell a product to millions of people without hiring millions of new workers. A piece of software can be created once and distributed globally at zero marginal cost. A platform can add users 10 times faster than it adds employees. Growth still happens, but it no longer happens in the same place. When you receive a raise, your compensation increases gradually. You trade time, skill, and responsibility for money. The exchange is still tied to your hours and your physical presence. Meanwhile, the largest gains in the economy come from things that scale without you. Digital services, ownership stakes, automated systems, capital investments. This change is something subtle but profound. Not that salaries stop moving, but that they stop transforming daily life the way they once did. Effort still matters. Skill still matters. Professional progress still improves your stability. But material acceleration, that feeling of truly getting ahead, increasingly depends on something else. Exposure to systems that grow independently of your time. Consider two people in the same economy. One improves their performance and earns a 10% raise. They worked harder to get it. Another person owns a small share of a system that gains 10% more users. They didn't work more. The system simply absorbed the growth. The first sees a predictable increase. The second may see a disproportionate one, because the system has leverage. This isn't about fairness. It's about mechanics. When growth becomes scale-driven rather than labor-driven, labor income doesn't disappear. It just grows more slowly than the system around it. And that's where the quiet discomfort begins. You did what the model told you to do. You worked harder. You improved your competence. You earned recognition. But the surrounding economy optimized something different: scalability. From the outside, this feels like insufficient progress. From inside the system, it is a fundamental shift in how growth is distributed. You notice it in your everyday life. More responsibility at work. Longer meetings. More difficult decisions to make. Yet your living standard changes gradually, almost invisibly, not dramatically. It's not that effort stopped working. It's that effort alone no longer determines how much of the overall growth reaches you. Which reframes the earlier contradiction. The raise was real. The progress was real. But it didn't change your position relative to how the economy now expands. Effort determines your entry into the game. Position determines your amplification. And amplification is where the large gains now occur. Once you see the economy this way, the feeling at the end of the month becomes clearer. You expected the ladder to scale with you. But today, the main engine of expansion is leverage, and most people are still just climbing.